Right, so make sure it's tilted forward that way. Yep. So boxes 2 and 3 right there, air and electrics. So air and electrics are right here. So I have red to red and blue to blue on these glad hands here and here. They're not crisscrossing each other. Also this rubber seal right here and right here is not torn, cracked, or leaking at all. I'm gonna listen for air leaks here and right here. These air lines right here, there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. They're not cracked or leaking. I'm gonna listen for air leaks right here. This electrical line right here is connected right here with the safety latch. There's no missing nuts or bolts at all. The line itself, there's no cut, exposed, or corroded wires at all. Also, all these lines, there's enough slack for the turn of my trailer, but not so much slack that they'll get stuck on anything. The air lines and electrics are securely mounted. Mounting bolts. I'll come over that way. I have mounting bolts right here and also down there at this bracket. So none of them are loose or missing at all, or broken or cracked. There's no loose or missing nuts at all, or shiny exposed threads at all. There's no gap between the platform and the frame or this bracket at all. The mounting bolts up here and down here are securely mounted. Locking jaw, come over this way. Oh, I have to get back to that. I'll do the locking jaw. I'm just kind of skipping around. My platform is right here. My platform is not twisted or sagging anywhere at all. It's not rusted through anywhere at all. It's not cracked, bent, or dented at all. And there's no gap between the platform and the frame at all. My platform is securely mounted. My locking jaw is right here. I can see it, it's clearly visible. It's also not cracked, bent, or dented. It's also properly greased. And that's around the neck of the kingpin, exactly where it should be. So then next up is my release arm. Come over this way. This is my release arm right here. We don't have a safety latch in its place. We have spring tension. This right now is locked in the drive position. It's also not cracked, bent, or dented at all. It's securely mounted. And then fifth wheel skid plate is right here. This is my fifth wheel skid plate right here. It's not twisted or sagging anywhere at all. It's also not cracked, bent, or dented, or rusted through anywhere at all. We don't grease the top of our skid plate right here. In its place, we have this poly plate right here. This poly plate is not missing at all or worn through at all. It's securely mounted. It allows for the safe turn of my trailer. Air and electrics over this way. So these are my air lines right here, and right here. This is my electrical line right here. So these air lines right here, they're securely connected up here, and this electrical line securely connected to the frame all the way down to here. They're not hanging down here to get caught up in anything at all. Also, it's at the electrical line right here, it's securely plugged in right here, and sometimes over there, not over there, sometimes it's up over here. These air hoses right here, there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. It's not cracked or leaking. I'm gonna listen for air leaks up here. Also, this electrical line right here, there's no cut or exposed or corroded wires at all. The electrical line and air lines here are securely mounted. Kingpin. My kingpin's inside of here, so you can come closer if you need to. My kingpin's inside of there. It's straight. It's not cracked, bent, or dented, and the head of the kingpin down here is below the locking jaw where it should be. It's also not cracked or loose or missing at all. My kingpin there is securely mounted. So next up is my apron. This is my apron right here. My apron is straight. It's not cracked, bent, or dented at all. There's no missing nuts or bolts. Also, there's no broken or missing welds at all or rusted through at all. My apron is securely mounted. Let's talk about the gap. So I don't want to see a gap between this apron and the skid plate. If I saw any noticeable gap between these two things, that would mean that this locking jaw right here is on the head of the kingpin where it should not be. My locking jaw is around the neck of the kingpin, exactly where it should be. My trailer is securely connected. Cut.